A lot of things about writing music are hard, and connecting different ideas in a convincing way that sounds good is definitely on that list. But what if writing transitions could be more like solving a puzzle or playing a game? And instead of seeming like a necessary headache, it could actually be fun. We'll start with a simple example. Let's say we are using this melody as our A theme, and the next thing we want to do is repeat it, but to give the piece some shape, we'll make a few changes. Here's what those two sections sound like back to back. Now, we could do that, just play one section right after the other, and that would be okay, but part of the point of this channel is that we're trying to do better than okay and bring our craft up a notch. So let's see if there's anything we can do to smooth this over. The first thing we want to do is find all of the aspects of the music that are different between the two sections. So in this case, I think there are 5 main differences. The instruments have changed from woodwinds to strings. The melody is in a different register, 1 octave higher. We have this rhythmic accompaniment pattern. The dynamics have gone from piano to mezzo forte, and we have this pizzicato note in the basses, an octave lower than the original bass line in the bassoon. We can also group these as being either a gradual or binary change. For example, between piano and mezzo forte, we have mezzo piano, so a change in volume is definitely a gradual change. But unless you know about a bassoon that you can play with a bow, introducing the strings is not really a gradual change. Either we have the strings or we don't. It's the same thing with that pizzicato bass. The first melody ends on A, and the second one starts on E, a fifth higher. Since there are notes that could fill that gap, we'll definitely consider this a gradual change. The last one is debatable. I guess we could go half notes to quarter notes to eighth notes and transition that way, but if we think about this more as texture, as sustained chords versus rhythmic accompaniment part, I think we can put this in the binary category. In his book, Musical Composition, Alan Belkin suggests that you don't want to change too many aspects of the music at once, or it will feel disjointed. So we need to decide, when are we going to start introducing these changes? And I'm also making a point in this example to not add time in between the sections, although that is an option. A natural place for change or accent or musical highlighting is the cadence. So here in the first section, we could use this 2-bar cadential phrase as our key moment. Introducing something new there can highlight the cadence without really disrupting the flow of the piece. For any of our changes to make sense, I think it's natural to introduce the string timbre first. So let's take our 3 notes from the winds and duplicate them down here on the strings. And because the dynamics are a gradual change, we could have that happening over the whole 2 bars. So we could sneak those strings in at pianissimo and then gradually crescendo from there. Next, let's bring in that accompaniment pattern. Since I've already introduced the string color in bar 7, it's going to sound less drastic to have them on a rhythmic part in bar 8. We already have those instruments, now they're just taking on a new role in that same register. So I'm going to match the same pattern that I have coming up, but adapt it to this chord. And we could even take it up a notch and halfway through the pattern, raise it a chord tone, so we're even more smoothly bridging that pitch gap. Now for that pizzicato bass. I'm going to let that be a new sound that accents the downbeat of the new section. And kind of surprisingly, after we deal with the melody, that pizzicato bass is going to be the only thing that is new by the time we start the new section. So last but not least, we have the melody, which starts at that higher pitch register. What we can do is very simply connect the registers with a pickup. So not only is that pickup giving us a lift into the violin part, which feels like a pretty innocent standard thing to do, it's actually subconsciously helping carry us from the low register up to the higher one. So here's the new string material with just the strings. And now here it is coming out of the winds as a way to smoothly transition from one section to the next. Next time I do a transitions video, we'll transition between much more drastically different ideas. So maybe like a good guy versus bad guy theme or something. I haven't decided yet. They'll be different enough that it's going to require us to write a whole new transition section to smoothly get from the first idea to the second. But the process is going to be pretty similar to what we did here. If you've been enjoying these videos and you want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon page. I also teach private lessons, so I'll put info in the description about all of that. For the next transition video, we're going to use the sentence form. And if you don't know what that is, you're going to want to check out this video here. Learning the sentence form was one of the hugest breakthroughs for me as a composer, so you do not want to miss it. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.